Triads are among the simplest things you can play on a bass guitar, yet they are the foundation of so many famous hooks. Today we're taking a glance at some iconic bass lines built on triads. A triad is a group of three notes separated by third intervals, root, third and fifth. Let's take a note, C for example. We had the major third, E, and the fifth, G. And we get a C major triad. If instead of a major third we use a minor third, we get a C minor triad. Triads can be classified as major, minor, diminished or augmented based on the specific qualities of the intervals between the notes. For this video we're going to focus mainly on major and minor triads, which are the most used in rock music. When the notes are played together, triads form chords. Playing chords on a bass guitar is not always a good idea as they can sound muddy and unclear. So we're going to play our triad like a three-note sequence. If you keep going, you get Metallica. Anesthesia is a prime example of how such a simple element like a triad can be turned into a monumental bass riff. The first part of one of the most famous bass solos in rock music is just Cliff Burton alternating between major and minor triads. The clearest example of a bass line built on triads is Hound Dog by Elvis. Bill Black's bass line uses exclusively major triads, spelling the three major chords the song is built on, providing Hound Dog its typical bouncy feeling. A very similar structure can be found in Obla Di Obla Da by the Beatles, where Paul McCartney backs up the chords with major triads. Under the Boardwalk by the Drifters is also based on a major triad with an extra lower D. Another good example is In the Midnight Hour by Wilson Pickett. I'm gonna wait till the midnight. Do you hear how happy all these songs feel? By highlighting the major third, the bass guitar really puts an accent on the happy quality of the chord, adding a positive vibe and a carefree sensation to the music. Of course, the mood of the song depends also on what the other instruments are playing. It seems impossible for me to make a bass-related video without mentioning Sting. On the central part of the Police's Regatta de Blanc, the bass is also playing major triads. But the guitar adds a crazy twist. Over the B-flat major triad, Andy Summers plays a G minor triad, relative minor of B-flat major, and an A minor triad, the relative minor of C major, over the C major triad, swapping key every 2 bars. The result is that trippy and slightly sinister harmony that makes this track so unique. And that, my friends, is why we get to talk about the Police every fucking time. Another band I just can't do without are The Clash. Guns of Brixton is a typical example of triads put to use, being composed essentially by a minor and a major triad played back and forth. bass line of Madness's One Step Beyond is also completely based on 2 minor and 1 major triad. Interestingly, the bass, which really sets the pace on the Madness version, is practically non-existent in the 1964 Prince Buster original track. Of course, the order in which the notes are played can be changed. Just by swapping the notes around, you get some pretty cool results. Three Little Birds by Bob Marley is a prime example. On Stevie Wonder's Master Blaster, Nathan Watt's bass line revolves around a C major and an A-flat major chord, underlined with triads arpeggios played in different ways. The main theme of Disco Ulysses by Wolfpack, which sounds like a crazily complex bass line, in reality is just spelling inverted triads. What makes it so hard to play are Joe Dart's out-of-the-world dexterity and the relatively high BPM. As mentioned at the beginning of this video, beside major and minor, there are 2 other types of triads. Augmented triads, which use the major third and the augmented fifth, and diminished triads, which use the minor third and the diminished fifth. These sound very unstable and are more used in jazz music. They are very uncommon in rock, especially on bass. A fantastic example of augmented triads in a rock context is Iron Maiden's Rime of the Ancient Mariner, where Steve Harris backs up the narrated section with a cool bass arpeggio based on triads, including A augmented and G augmented. It's crazy how many different textures and vibes you can create with just 3 notes. One of the reasons why triads work so well on the bass guitar is their repetitive nature. These melodic hooks can really set the tone of a track. So many uses for such a humble group of notes. I hope this video helped you understand triads and incorporate them into your playing. Let me know in the comments if I left something out. Thank you very much for watching, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram for more.